Hello, I'm Jack Gregory. This is my week 2 discussion. I'm filming these very close to each other, the week 1 and week 2 discussions, because I didn't have very much time, just because of school and sports mainly. But I decided to go with option 1, which was something you learned about the impact of African slavery on what eventually became the United States of America, and for what reasons does African slavery matter, historically speaking, and why should we study it, as well as addressing 2 of the 5 C's of historical thinking in this answer. I'm going to start this off by saying, something I learned from the week 1 stuff, even though I'm talking about the week 2 stuff, is the fact that they had used these slaves all the way back in the 1600s. Obviously, I didn't think it was a newer thing, but I didn't know that it went back that deep into history. I guess I just never really thought about it that deep. Once we started colonizing, and shortly after acquired slaves, African slaves, I never put those 2 together and just thought about it like that. But I guess thinking about it now, that does make some sense. And for what reasons African slavery matters is, I think that it is a huge thing that matters because there are people that are still alive in this lifetime that were alive, were little kids when they were still slaves, and it's very good to address and still have some of these people around so that we can talk to and figure out about what it was like back then and what things happened. Obviously, we know some of this stuff from books and lots of different things, as well as stories like verbal tales. But historically speaking, why we should study it is, 1, so that it doesn't happen again, and 2, so that it doesn't happen to another race or happen to another gender or just kind of anything in general. I think it is a huge thing because there are still people that are hurt by it, even if they weren't alive in that era or in that generation. I feel like one of the first C that I'm going to bring up is context. The context of a situation helps you understand its deeper meaning, and the context of African slavery, it made sense to me why it happened, but it never made sense to me how, or not how, but kind of how. Let me explain. I understand they needed people to help build the new United States of America, and they needed bodies to be able to do things, but I don't understand why they would choose these people that they found who are obviously human but are just a different color. They're not aliens or something. That it was just always so bizarre to me that was just something that was someone thought of, hey, we can export these people and use them as able bodies to be able to work for us. That never made sense to me as a whole. The other one that I'm gonna bring up is complexity. I feel like in a lot of these situations where there were rules that were made against, to restrict slavery or restrict the slaves, I should say, they're very complex in the fact that they restrict the rights of people of color as well at the same time as giving power to white people. And it's just the complexity of these situations were just so bizarre to me, and so just kind of out of the way. But yeah, that was my video.